Pace Morby is in the building, but we got something real quick we need to do. Let's get to our chairs. 1 minute, give you a chance, 1 minute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Home stretch. 3 sessions left. Can you believe it? We're down to the last 3 sessions. Before we get started with the one and only Pace Morby, there is somebody I have failed to recognize, and they need a little bit of sun, a little bit of props. If you guys, obviously most of you, if not all of you, are subscribed to my YouTube channel or watch my content. And I think it was about 3, maybe 3.5 years ago, you probably noticed thumbnails actually started to look professional. I did not do those. Shocking, I know. But here's the deal. He's flown in all the way. I guess he was in Dallas earlier. He wanted to come here, say a few words, and of course, I want to encourage anybody who supports me to get love from the audience. So Marco, come get your belt, say a few words.
Thank you, Mike. Hi, everyone. Marco here from Tony Mark Media. As Mike just mentioned, and you probably saw him on his YouTube channel, he's mentioned us sometimes as his Aura team, and that's us. We mainly help him, we help him repurpose his long-form YouTube videos into vertical clips. We also help him with thumbnail creation, and we help him keep everything consistent across all his different social media accounts. And something that we've learned along the way is simple. Real estate professionals like you and real estate investors don't lack knowledge. They sometimes lack consistency because, you know, when business gets busy, content stops being released. And when content stops, authority stops compounding. And authority is how you build leverage. Leverage to find new relationships, leverage to find off-market deals, leverage to raise private money. So we have built a system that it's called the Content Authority Builder, the Aura edition, in which we help people like yourselves shoot videos once a week, and then we create a full week of scheduled content for you. If you're interested in this, we have created a special offer for attendees of this event. We're going to be giving $300 off on the first month through February the 28th. If you're interested, please shoot me an email at marco@tonymarkmedia.com with some proof that you were here. And we'll be happy to schedule a call and help you grow your...
You can reach out to me and I will connect.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course. Take care.
Thank you.
Of course. All righty, folks. I don't need to say anything about this young man. He is known worldwide. We've got him for a couple of hours. Again, remember the deal. You get to ask questions. Because if you don't ask him questions, I'm sure he could go for 2 hours and probably would love that. But trust me, Pace wants to hear from you. So if you are not already lining up, you risk the chance of not being able to ask this fine gentleman a question. Let's welcome Pace Morby to the stage.
What up, guys? How's everybody doing? Sunday afternoon, and you guys are hanging out with me. This is so cool. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Pace Morby. I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona in the wintertime. And I'm in Montana in the summertime. It's like the best of both worlds. And my entire career has been focused on creative finance and building things that this real estate industry really needed that weren't really available when I was jumping into the business. I have a lot of things I would love to talk to you guys about. Some things could overwhelm you. But I also have a list of things that I'd like to go through. Does anybody have a question? Anybody stuck on anything where you guys are at in your business right now? Anybody's like, I need a game plan. I need to know what my next steps are. Anybody like that right now? Everybody? Okay.
Like, where do we start?
Okay, where do we start? Okay, so let me tell you something that's really interesting. See how easy I can just get onto a topic? That's so good. Okay, so let me tell you something I'm building right now. I'm building something that I feel like I wish I had, which is a book called Where Do I Start? And this book, how many people don't know who I am? Will you raise your hand? Love it. And how many people don't know about Maddie, the homeless lady I helped last year? Raise your hand. A lot. Okay. Hey, look at my social media team. Roberto, will you please, guys, raise your hand one more time if you've never heard about the homeless person. Raise your hand. Media team. Crazy. Okay, so if you don't know me, I'll give you 10 seconds on me. I'm a lunatic. I want to work every single day. I've integrated my life really, really well. I'm obsessed with my wife. I'm obsessed with my kids. I spend probably an average of 6 to 8 hours a day with my wife and kids, and I still run a portfolio of about 2,100 rentals. You should never have 2,100 rentals. You don't want to have as many employees as I have. I have a little over 400. You do not want to do what I do. I'm just a different machine. I'm in a different gear, okay? But I'm also obsessed with doing things that I wish I had access to. So we did a TV show for Disney for about 3 years. Underneath Disney is owned, A&E is owned by Disney, and my paycheck that I got every single week was from Disney. It was the weirdest thing ever. And that TV show is called Triple Digit Flip, and they ordered an extra 30 episodes in January of 2025. So that was 12 months ago? I turned them down, and I said, I don't really flip houses, I flip people. And they were like, well, that doesn't sell Dawn dish soap, so either you keep flipping houses or we got to do something different. And I said, all right, well, I'm going in a different direction. And they said, what do you want to do? And I go, I want to do a TV show where I go to a city with a lot of homeless people and I interview like 200 or 300 homeless people that really are just down on their luck. Something bad happened to them. It wasn't like, hey, I started doing drugs and I made bad decisions. It was like, my husband died and I can't afford to live. Did you guys know 1 in 30 children in America sleep in a car? Do you guys know that? Okay, amazing charity to look up. One of the only few charities I believe in. I think most charities actually hemorrhage money and don't give it to the people that it should. Family Promise. Look up Family Promise. They're nationwide and they help families get off the street that are working families, not people that are just addicted to drugs and have problems. And so I was working in conjunction with Family Promise back in January of last year to go into a city that they had a lot of families. And what they do, Family Promise is so freaking cool. What they do is they take these families off the streets Monday through Saturday, and they let them live in churches locally, and then the families have to leave on Sunday so that the church can be a church on Sunday. And I'm like, what a great freaking use of churches that are just wasted all week long. Anyway, so I was working with them, and I told A&E, I don't have time to do a TV show. I want to go do something that actually changes the world. And I told them about my idea, and they said, good luck with that. You're never going to have any luck. Like, that sounds like the craziest thing ever. You're going to hang out with homeless people all day? Like, you're crazy. Somebody's going to kill you is what they told me. And I go, all right, cool. Anyway, April of last year, I got an email from a lady named Maddie who watches my YouTube channel. And Maddie sends me an email, and she says, Pace, I've been watching you for 3 years. I've been on the street since I was 55. I'm now 59. And my husband was murdered when I was 55, and I lost everything. I lost my income. I was a stay-at-home mom. Any stay-at-home moms, you don't know how to make money quite yet? It's a scary world to be like, now my kids are older. I know this. I grew up in a family of 12 kids. My mom had no time to have another job, right? My mom raised 12 children. Same mom and dad. They're still married to this day. And my mom is a freaking gangster. But she doesn't know how to go out and make $200,000 in a year. She knows how to raise kids, but not make 200 grand. So Maddie says, my husband was murdered at 55. I lost my income, no life insurance, no pension, no nothing. And I started living with friends because I had no family left. And that friend got married and basically told me, good luck. And so while she worked for UPS and she was driving and delivering it for UPS, she's like, I can't afford to live. And she started sleeping on park benches. And one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. So she sends me an email. She goes, now I've been on the streets for 4 years, and I've been watching your YouTube channel, and I have no idea where to start. I go, this is the very first chapter in my new book. So I replied back to her, and I said, I probably can't help you, You live too far away from me, and I'm dedicated. My wife and kids are like my number one priority. And she goes, well, I live in Mesa, Arizona. Where do I live? Freaking Mesa, Arizona. I could walk to her shelter. Like, that's how close her shelter was. It was like 3 miles away. And I said, hey, if you sign a media release, I'll film everything, and I'll give it away to the world. And I'll give you my knowledge, and we'll just give it away to the world. Okay, cool. This is going to prove a really strong point for you guys. I hope you pick up on it, because a lot of you guys that are like, where do I start? I hope this gives you some good clarity, all right? So what do I do with Maddie? She has no money, guys. She has no money, no experience, no car. She has no bank account. She says, okay, I'll sign your media release. And I'm a busy person. I run a lot of companies. I buy companies. I'm flying all over the place. My life is very scheduled out, 1.5 years in advance. In fact, Mr. Zuber, my good friend, there he is. He said, hey, how can I get you to at my event? I go, you got to book me 1 year in advance. And when I show up, hey, Rob Abasolo, one of my other good friends is here too. Cool. So I go, you got to book. I'd love to speak for you. I'd love to do anything for you. What you're doing is so freaking cool. I'd love to be a part of it. So he books me 1 year in advance. I'm just planned really, really specifically in my life. And so I told Maddie, I'll spend the time with you, but you got to come with me. Like, I'm not going to go with you. You got to come with me. So I book her a flight, and she goes with me to LA from Phoenix. And my videographer, Eric, I go, hey, bro, you got to come to my house early this morning when we go to LA, because we need to go to a homeless shelter for like 10 minutes. He's like, what are we doing at a homeless shelter? I go, we're picking somebody up. And he's like, to like take them somewhere else, like another shelter? I go, no, they're going to hang out with us all day long. He's like, what the freak are you doing to me? I go, don't worry, dude. He goes, you know this girl, right? You have a background check? I go, nope, we're just going to roll the dice. To be honest, I thought Maddie was a dude, because the way she spelled her name, I thought it was a guy. So I roll up to the homeless shelter. She's this tall, cute little black lady, 60 years old. And I'm like, oh, you're a woman. All right. Cool. She said my spouse was shot, so I had no idea. Okay, so I spent the whole day with her, and she just shouted at me while I was looking at buying a modular home company. We had a good time. And then the next week, I gave her a game plan. And I want you guys to remember this. You guys are going to watch a lot of YouTube videos. You're going to watch a lot of content. Short form content, by the way, is going to rot your brains. Do not watch short form content. Get off of it. Get off Instagram. Get off Facebook. It's poisonous. Get off of it. YouTube is probably the best thing you could be doing, followed by X. I would get on X. Those are the only 2 platforms I would be on if you're actually consuming. Everything else is trying to rot your brain and dopamine receptors, and there's a science behind it. Anyway, the advice I would give you guys is that as you're starting out, you have to go, what is the best way for me to start? Because what happens is I can walk into a seminar and I immediately look at the 12 speakers that are speaking that day and I go, those 6 are not for me. Either A, I've already passed what they teach, or they're not a strategy I want to focus on. I'm not passionate about it, whatever it may be. Like, self-storage is one of those things that I know is awesome. And a lot of my members in my community do self-storage. It doesn't get me excited. So if somebody was speaking about self-storage, I would immediately go, I'm closing my notepad. Unless they say something that's unrelated to self-storage, I'm not going to pay attention, because this is not my lane. How many people are guilty of like just consuming all the content and having this feeling all the time you're being pulled every which way? I will raise my hand too, because I've been there and I still struggle with this. I have to remind myself. So I gave Maddie a game plan. I sat down with her, brought her into my office, and I gave her a game plan. I'm going to do 5 deals with you, and this is going to be the first 5 chapters of my new book called Start Here. Chapter 1 is going to be all about bird dogging. Who does not know what bird dogging is? Okay, cool. So bird dogging is when I go to somebody like, Thomas, are you still in here? Okay, Thomas. I actually just went to one of Thomas's houses that he got from a bird dog. What's a bird dog? Think about a bird dog. If you're a hunter, what does a bird dog do? It fetches the bird and brings it back to you, right? So it's fetching something for you. If you are a bird dog, you can just find deals for people who are buyers in your market, and you do not have to be the person who cold calls the seller, cold calls the agent. You can be the in-between person. Okay, do you guys want to know who a bird dog is that you use every single day? Okay, Think about this. How many people have used Uber Eats or any of those types of companies the last couple of months? Those are bird dogs, okay? Who has bought eggs from Walmart, Target, or any grocery store in the last 30 days? Okay. Does Walmart produce eggs? No. What does Walmart actually do? Okay. So does Walmart buy eggs and then sell them at a higher price? Incorrect, first and foremost. Let me teach you about creative finance for just a second. Something powerful. Walmart does this, Home Depot does this, Sephora, Ulta, Target, all you girls that go to Ulta and Sephora, you think those stores bought any of that merchandise. They bought zero of it. Here's what they do. Walmart says, "Hi, egg farmer, I have a shelf that is completely open. Would you like to put your stuff on my shelf? My customer will pay me for your stuff that I have not paid for. And after I receive that money, I will pay you your portion 90 days after I receive the money." Write this down. It's called Net 90. It is every single company that you've ever touched. It is on Net 90, Net 45, Net 30, which means the consumer buys the gas at Quick Trip, Maverick, whatever it is. Maverick holds that money for 30 days before they pay the supplier of the gas that brought it to them. Does Maverick produce gas? No, they hold somebody else's gas for 30 days, you buy it, and then that gas producer gets paid 30 days after the gas station got paid. That's called creative finance. You guys are participating in this all the time, every single day. Okay, so what's the bird dog? Okay, so Walmart found the deal, right? Walmart found the eggs. Make sense? So that'd be like the wholesaler. We all know that Walmart and Costco are actually wholesalers. We know this, right? Costco wholesale. It's actually in the name. Okay? When you guys order on Costco's website and you say, deliver here, does Costco deliver to you? Who delivers to you? They outsource it to a bird dog called Uber Eats. Okay, so what happens is Thomas is the buyer. He's buying eggs. He doesn't want to go find the deal. He doesn't want to go find the eggs. He's a busy guy. He's got co-living property. He's got a lot of things going on. So what does Thomas do? He goes to the bird dog like you and goes, "Go find me eggs." So does Uber Eats have to buy those eggs? Does Uber Eats have to go communicate with the farmer and negotiate the price of the eggs? Or do you just get paid a finder's fee for bringing those eggs to the buyer? You guys are participating in real estate transactions. You just don't think of them that way. It's happening all day, every day. So every time you want to get into a business, think, I want to be the Uber Eats of whatever this business is. I want to be the go-between between Thomas and where the deals are coming from. So who in here is doing Vegas deals? Anybody in here Vegas? Okay. Who in here is doing cold calling or reaching out to agents and working deals? Raise your hand. Really? We don't have a lot of wholesalers in here, huh? 3? Okay, cool. Most of you guys just want to buy deals. Is that what you guys want to do? Raise your hand if you just want to buy stuff. Okay, you guys are primarily owners. Okay. Now you're going to say, where do I start? Okay, which is ironic because most of you guys don't have down payments for houses. Most of you guys are afraid of putting down payments on houses. Am I right about this? Most. There's always the smart ass. It's like, nope, most. Who is afraid of putting a down payment down on a house? Raise your hand and be honest. Put your hand up. Oh, you're not. Are you guys like pterodactyls? Your arms don't like go all the way up? I see some of you are like, I don't want to admit in front of people. Okay. So if you want to get started, you're a young guy. What I would do is I would be a bird dog. Okay. And I would look up my YouTube videos, watch how to be a bird dog. Now, what's interesting about this is how many people have not done a deal yet? Raise your hand. Come on, guys, raise your hand. This is not raising your hand. I couldn't even give you high five if that's what you're going to do. Raise your hand if you have not done a deal yet. Raise your hand. Okay, so we got about 10% of the audience haven't done a deal. Young guy. This one's for you then, and I'll move on. What I taught Maddie to do is just be the go-between. Start with a buyer. What market do you live in? Okay, cool. So a good buyer for you would be a guy named Kenny Courts. Okay, somebody in my community is a buyer there. And all you would do is you go to Kenny and go, what are you buying and how can I, and not how do I find it, but what are you buying? And if I bring it to you, will you give me feedback? Thomas, you pay people bird dog fees all the time, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Would you like to make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000? Okay. I'll give you Kenny's contact information. Bother me after I'm done, and I'll give you Kenny's contact information. You'll go to the Pacific Northwest. You say, hey, Kenny, I got your information from Pace. He says I could bring deals to you, and I could be your bird dog. That's where I would get started if I have no money, if I'm a young guy. Make sense? Okay, so I told Maddie how to do this. Homeless lady, 20 days laying on a cot in a homeless shelter last summer, documented every single word I said to her. Like even picking her up from the shelter, taking her to lunch, everything, every word, and I gave it away to the world. People will watch all of that content, and what will they say after 60 hours of the content of watching Maddie get her first deal? Now Maddie is no longer homeless, by the way. She bought her first house on Creative Finance, and now she rents out 9 bedrooms and lives in the 10th. She makes $2,000 a month. She has a co-living, like rent by the room house.
She was lucky.
She wasn't lucky, dude.
No, that's what they're going to say.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to say.
Now, what do people actually say? What's the criticism there? But let's talk about what do people say after they watch the 70 hours. I give it away for free, by the way. Okay? What do they say after they watch the 70 hours? How do I get started? Bro, I just, like all day long, I just do this to myself. I'm just like, please kill me now. Like, if I die an early death, it will literally be because somebody watched my shit and then says, how do I get started? So what is the actual answer to that? No. I'm going to tell you guys some magical stuff. Okay? And I know it's Sunday, and some people don't like when I cuss every once in a while. I will never say the F word. I do drink Diet Coke every once in a while, and I will say the word shit every once in a while as well. So hopefully you guys can handle that. I'm going to give you something magical that most people in here have not taken because you guys don't think of, like, you guys think of everything in real estate as technical. Like, tell me the steps and I'll follow along. No, you won't. Because your personality won't allow for it. How many people in here know what Clifton Strengths Test is? Okay, this is your biggest problem. Write it down right now. I promise you this will be the best $59 you ever spent in your entire life. Clifton Strengths Test. Clifton Strengths Test is a psychologist that spent 50 years figuring out how do people win with different personality types. So instead of it being like every other psychologist that says, why do people fail and what's wrong with you and how do we fix you? He figured out 34 characteristics that every human being has, and then he identifies which order and what types of things you should be doing. Number 34 for me. Number 34. Let me tell you how these are broken out. This is by far the most important advice I could give you. You'll DM me on Instagram and you go, Pace, a year ago you said go take a Clifton Strengths Test, and then take that Clifton Strengths Test, throw it into ChatGPT. I do have a PaceGPT, but it's a private thing, just for my team. So ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, based on Pace's YouTube videos, what avatar should I follow? And give me a 90-day game plan based on my Clifton Strengths Test. It will change your life. And if you ever feel like, well, I want to do this thing, but I'm not doing as much of the thing I say I want to do, anybody guilty of that? Everybody should be raising their hand. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this room, period. I've just realized that half of you guys are just really lazy. It's Sunday, and you don't want to raise your hand no matter what I say. Okay, so Clifton Strengths Test. Now, let me tell you what Clifton Strengths Test will do for you. It's basically broken out into 3 parts. The first part, which is the top 10 characteristics that you have, those are switches that are turned on you that you cannot turn off. They're personality types or things, they're characteristics in your personality type that you cannot turn off. It is who you are, okay? You ever meet somebody who's just annoying no matter what they do? Okay, annoying is like number 1 in their list, okay? And you can't, they can't turn it off. Those 10 are impossible for you to turn off, and that is how you show up every single day. You wake up, it's what you think about. You go to bed, it's what you think about. Identifying a path that associates with those 10 characteristics will make it so you feel like this whole entire business is a breeze. If you ever feel resistance, it's because you are not in alignment with your assignment. Clifton Strengths Test will give you an assignment, and you need to be in alignment of that thing. Period. How many people in here resist cold calling? Everybody. Some people, you like to cold call. You like to negotiate? Okay, cool, perfect. I like negotiating. I love being on the phone. I love people, and I love figuring out the science of people. So you could put me on a phone call with somebody and I could talk for 5 hours. That's not a problem for me. How many people in here are like, that's the worst thing for you? You never want to do that. So you should never do what I do, right? And you should look at me and go, I really like a couple of things that he says, but I don't like when he cusses, so I'm really upset about that. And I'm going to talk about that behind closed doors for a week, and I hate that guy. But these two things he said, I really love them. I don't want to be him, but I like these two things, right? Your Clifton Strengths test will help you be in these rooms in a more powerful way. It'll help you absorb information that you actually need and throw away the stuff you don't need, okay? We all agree that we're all in information overload all the time? Okay, Clifton Strengths will help you. So the first 10 characteristics are how you show up and you're turned on this way no matter what you try to do. These are the things that your body wants to do, your brain wants to do. The middle, like 14, are ones that you can tell yourself to turn on. Characteristics you can turn on. Like if I really have to do it, I can do it. And then the bottom 10 are the things that no matter how hard you try, you will literally never be able to be that person no matter what. My 34th, so if it's my 34th, is it a turned on or is it something I'll never be able to turn on? Okay, my 34th characteristic is deliberation. Do we know what deliberation is? Thinking at all, bro. Like, I don't think. That's an exaggeration. I'll give you a good example of this is something in my personality type, and it's a good thing in the way I show up in the world. I pick up this book, biography of Sam Adams, right? One of our like founding fathers, basically. And I buy it in the airport. I read the first paragraph of the book, and I'm like, I'm done. And I go back and I hand the book back to the lady, and she's like, you want to return it? I go, no, give it to the next person. That book was incredible. But why? I have a hard time not taking action when I'm motivated. It is impossible. I am a steam train of taking action. If you get around me, you will get addicted to taking action. It is a mode of how I operate. I read the paragraph. Now you're like, what does the paragraph say? I'll tell you. The paragraph says, Sam Adams accomplished more in the latter part of his life after age 40 than most people will in the entirety of their life. He did all of that without a cell phone, without a toothbrush, without toothpaste, without deodorant, and mostly without hot water, and definitely without a vehicle. And I'm sitting here going, man, I sound like a sissy. Take this book, I need to take action. And that one paragraph made me want to run through a brick wall, and I can't stop thinking about that paragraph. I am a different breed. And so if you don't know your characteristics, you don't know why you keep running into resistance and why you go and you retreat, you're going to have a really hard time. And some of you guys are like, talk to us about creative finance. Guys, I have 3,700 YouTube videos on creative finance. If you were going to go do creative finance, you would have watched those videos and done them. The problem is you watch a video and you don't take action because it doesn't resonate with your personality type, or that strategy doesn't resonate with your personality type. Does anybody follow me? By far the most important advice I could ever give you. Who else uses Clifton Strengths? I don't know. How about Dell Technologies? You guys know Hewlett-Packard? Okay. They wear it on their name badges. Their top 5 characteristics of their Clifton Strengths are on their name badges at these Fortune 500 companies. This is not pace magic. This is massive companies are using this. So they go, oh, cool. I see your top 5 characteristics. You know how people communicate. You know how they show up, what motivates them, how to get people to do things, or how to not communicate with people just by looking at their top 5 characteristics. Okay, if these companies that are traded on the freaking NASDAQ are doing this with their thousands of employees, don't you think it would be important for you to go take a Clifton Strengths test today? Okay, every other test is a waste of your time. Clifton Strengths is by far the only thing I would tell people to go take, and then throw it in ChatGPT and go, give me a game plan. If you want to be really specific, you'd go, I want to buy more rentals, or I want to go do more of this thing. Here's my Clifton Strengths test. Give me a 90-day game plan. Pretty basic. Now, I'll give you the next most important part. It's never how, it's always what. Who? Always, every time. Human beings, for some reason, we have this pride, okay? I'm going to do it myself. I see it in my little kids. No, Dad, I'm going to do it myself. Okay. Please don't let that be there when you're 20 and 30, because then you're going to have to go to therapy or a coaching program, and you're going to have to dismantle all of that. to figure out how to do this. The second I go, hey, I'll give you somebody in the Pacific Northwest that will work with you and tell you if it's a good deal or not, that alleviated all the stress in the world, right? It actually removes all the how. Because there is no more how. I just go, hey, what do you want? Tell me what you want me to do. And now there's immediate feedback because there's that person. Make sense? So whenever you guys feel resistance, it's going to be your Clifton strengths. You're working on the wrong things. And then number two, you need to align with somebody else that is already doing the thing you want to do. Pretty basic. You guys will go home tonight and 10% of people will take action on that and go, Pace, you changed my life. And 90% of people will go home tonight and 6 months go, I got to lock in, bro. This is the year. Okay? By the way, get around people like me. I am a lunatic. I have a lot of energy. I love what I do. And so I'm passionate. Hopefully that comes across. But if you get around people like me and you spend time with me, you'll spend time with my wife and you'll want to not stop. You'll just want to build and build and build. I would say that when you guys go home, the most draining thing on you, I'm sorry to tell you this, is going to hurt some feelings because Zuber asked me to not say this message. He didn't say don't say this message. He says focus on family. That's an important thing because I love my family. You guys, if you follow me online, you see I'm with my family all the time. Your family is probably one of the biggest reasons why you're failing. Not your wife and your kids, but your immediate siblings. Okay, a lot of my Hispanic friends. Okay, I married a Hispanic woman and I watch how Hispanic people treat each other. It's like crabs in a bucket. You guys know how that works? Oh, you think you're better than me, huh? That whole entire world, right? The people at your church, massive drain on you. They're always in your business, okay? People that you hang out with at your 9-to-5 job, by far, it is the most important thing in your life. Who are you spending the most time with? And I hate to knock on this because you guys have heard it 1,000 times. If you guys, who's a note taker in here? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. I can get the note takers to raise their hand. This is perfect. I'm testing you guys, figuring this out. Okay, so if you're a note taker and you want to go read something, I hope you will read this, but Harvard did a 75-year study. It's their longest study they've ever done. You guys know about this? 75-year study, they tracked 100 families, and they tracked where those families went in the wealth cycle, like who became wealthy, who didn't become wealthy, and they tracked all their children, what their children did, what they ended up doing in vocations, what was the number one determining factor for those 100 families in terms of success and wealth. No. Who they spend their time with. What classes they take their kids to. What the difference between going to this swim lesson over here where it's $49 a month or to this swim lesson that's $29 a month. What family do you think is going to be more successful? Why? It's not just the other students. It's the family members that took the students that are like, no, I want the $49 experience, not the $29 experience. Do you guys not feel an elevated experience when you're at a better hotel? A better restaurant? Okay, so guess what? The families that are willing to spend the money on that have a higher frequency of mindset. Guess what conversations are having? Like, I'll give you a good example. My little girls, Corbin 7, Monday 4 now, have been in dance for years. I'll go to their dance classes 3 or 4 times a week, like in the middle of the day. I'm the only dad that gets to do that. And I'm like, that's a problem. I told my wife, I don't want my girls going to a dance studio where the dads don't have the time to show up. Stop and think about that for a second. What are the men doing? Are they? They're getting by is what I say. Getting by. If you are working, it would be working. And if you're not at your daughter's dance or you don't have the ability or the freedom to go do that, and you know how fast their time goes by, it ain't working. I would say it's getting by. So those husbands are willing to go. The husbands that are not showing up at that dance class told me what kind of kids my kids are around are families where dads are not around enough. And I told my wife, I go, find somewhere that's more expensive. I want to weed the people out that can't afford it. I want to find the dads that know how to delegate to teams. I want to find the dads that are there and and guess what? Now I go to my daughter's dance thing and I'm hanging out with a bunch of dudes that are all building companies that are delegating to their teams via text message. Completely different experience. Do we agree with this? And do those kids have different conversations inside the dance class with my kids? Guess what the number one thing I noticed was at the other dance class with the dads that weren't there? Complaining. Victimhood mentality. You go to the more expensive dance studio, it's like an extra $200 a month. And I get it. A lot of families can't afford that $200. I get that. No complaining. It's all creating. Hey, what are you working on, man? Hey, how's that thing going? Dude, can I help you with that? Collaboration. It's a different frequency. It's Costco versus Walmart. The people that aren't willing to pay $99 a year, Costco is such a ripoff. Bro. Okay. And you've heard this before. You've heard this advice before, but I promise you, by far, it is the most important thing in your life is who you spend your time with, the conversations you have. I am nothing but a pure reflection of the people I spend my time with. That's it. Okay? So, I want to hang out with families that the dad's around all the time. And I want to hang out with families where the mom is around all the time and they're doing fun things and they're being creative and doing fun activities and everybody can afford it. I know everybody wants that. How do you start? You go home and if you guys watch the Super Bowl, like people are talking to me about Bad Bunny, I'm like, who's Bad Bunny? Pace, you don't know Bad Bunny? No, I don't know who Bad Bunny is. What is a Bad Bunny? And then they told me, Super Bowl show, this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh, cool. Who was in the Super Bowl? Like, you don't know? If you are not hitting those goals, you should not be watching the Super Bowl, period. If you're not hitting what you want to be doing. Now, what's crazy is you might look at me and go, yeah, you're crazy, you work a lot. No, I don't. I have been on the road with my kids and my wife. We've gone to 100 cities in 120 days in an RV. I'm with my kids and my wife every single day, 6 to 8 hours every single day. I just know how to delegate and build things the right way and create a culture of winning that my team wants to win. And they want to see me spend more time with my family. How did I learn that? Step one was unlearning it from my dad. My dad taught me how to work my guts out. In fact, my dad gave me this sense of pride that like, if it's, you know what, just got to do myself. How many times have you guys heard your dad say that? Right? Okay. My dad will go every 3 years and sabotage his entire company just to dismantle his belief system that he believed, in my dad's mind, subconsciously, my dad doesn't believe he could be a millionaire. Why? Because my dad hangs out with everybody in his circumference doesn't make more than $200,000 a year. So what happens to my dad if he makes $201,000 a year? What does he do? Sabotages everything. Dismantles everything, fires people, gets frustrated, blows the whole entire thing up, and now he's starting from scratch, and it's always everybody else's fault. So as I went through my 20s, what do you think I was doing? Okay, so this is how bad it was for me. I'm 27, I'm running a big construction company, and I go, man, I am so sick and tired. I'm a contractor. I'm sick and tired of these homeowners. I go do these 203K loans. Do you guys know what 203K loans are? So a homeowner gets a reno loan, and I have to go put the money up as the contractor and get reimbursed from the bank. Okay, as a contractor, that's a freaking nightmare because I can't cash flow 5 203K loans at a time. So what was my solution to this? Was it finding better clients? Or was it going and getting to be a licensed loan officer and also being a loan officer on the side to show these loan officers how to do it the right way? Which way do you think I chose? Okay, I did. I went and became a loan officer. I'm sitting there running a construction company inside of a loan officer thing. Now I got really lucky, okay? God blessed me. God gave me this awesome opportunity to open this door for me. And the opportunity was Steve Mikesta. You won't remember the name. It's okay. I remember his name, and I appreciate him, so I'll say his name out loud a lot. Steve Mikesta gave me an opportunity. He says, if you are going to be on my team, hang your license with me, you have to hire my mindset coach. That was my immediate answer. I'm like, how much is this mindset coach? First thought I had was like, how much is the mindset coach? That's some blue collar mindset I had. So bad. And he goes, it's $500 an hour. I'm like, is this guy an attorney? Now I got attorneys that are like $500 an hour. I'm like, I will literally not, if you tell me you're an attorney, you only charge $500 an hour, I go, you definitely are not working for me. Different mindset, right? So I drive to my first appointment with John Boehm. I go to the appointment. Where's the appointment? In his office? Starbucks. That pissed me off. I was like, wait, I'm paying this guy $500 an hour and he can't even afford an office? Well, I was wrong. This guy is now the head mindset coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he fired me 4 months later. Why did he fire me? Because he got so big. I got 4 months of his time. Within one meeting, 1 hour, this is what he told me. Clifton Strengths, go focus on who you are. Go do this. He gave me homework. Here's my homework. I was running a $25 million a year construction company all by myself. Going on every appointment, collecting the bills, going and talking to the customers, doing every single thing, billing, taxes. Anybody feel like that's them? Okay. Where did I learn this from? I learned this from my dad. I did not learn this anywhere else. I learned it from my dad. So a lot of the bad behavior we have it was not a decision. It was not a decision. It literally was just infused in me from my environment, right? So John Boehm gives me homework my first month, and he goes, you need to hire somebody before you see me next month. If you don't hire somebody before you see me next month, by the way, I'm making a lot of money at this time, right? Anybody know who Wedgwood is? Okay, they're a big Vegas company. Wedgwood, Open Door, OfferPad, Zillow. I was like their biggest contractor, and I was doing all of their construction work in Arizona. I was 26, and I took home $1 million after taxes. And I didn't want to hire at the time, $3,000 a month would have done it. Not now. So I go to the appointment the next month. I walk into the Starbucks, pumped up, beaming, because I couldn't wait to see this guy again. And he immediately stands up from his desk and he goes, or not his desk, obviously it's not an office. And he goes, you're fired, get out of here. Why? He could tell by my body composition and the way I was standing that I didn't do my homework. He says, I don't hang out with people that don't take action. Here, get out of here. I'm going to tell Mike to kick you off his team. You're a waste of everybody's time. I mean, isn't that what we all need? Somebody to hold us accountable, right? And I begged him. I basically did everything but get on my knees. And he said, okay, I'll give you 30 minutes. Prove to me that you're going to do it. And I go, I'll pull out my phone. I'll hire somebody right now. And I hired a girl off Craigslist, Anna Martinez. She worked for me for 8 years, changed my business, $3,000 a month. Anyway, I had to unlearn everything that I had learned from my parents. And then what I started doing in my life is I recognized that spending money to get into the right rooms was the cheat code for me, at least at that point. And so I spent $5,000 here and $2,000 here, and I started getting myself into rooms to get around the people who are having different conversations. Who knows Jerry Norton in here? Wow, dude. By far one of the greatest YouTubers on real estate on the planet. Smokes everybody. Dude has 10 kids. One of the greatest investors. Write him down, Jerry Norton. Look him up, DM him, do whatever you got to do. He's one of my best friends. And I look at a guy like him who has 10 kids and he's doing as much as he is. And so I said, whatever mastermind he's a part of, I'm going to go join it. So I went and joined this mastermind called the Go-Giver Mastermind. And I was able to get around him, and he was very protective of his environment because his wife was like, our kids, we don't let people into our life. We're still having babies. We have a shroud of don't get around us. Well, I was able to negotiate myself to having a double date with him and his wife and me and my wife. And for maybe 3 years prior to this, I was telling my wife, not this direct way, because this sounds way too direct. I said, sweetheart, you should not be grocery shopping. You should not be cleaning. You should not be doing laundry. Now, women, my mom, I watched my mom do this with eight sisters. My mom said, you are to do the laundry. You are to do the cleaning. You are to do the thing. Your husband goes out and provides, right? Very traditional mindset. So some women are going to fight and go, that's my identity. Well, what do I do around the house? And my wife kind of had that same resistance, well, what value do I bring to the table if I'm not doing all of those things? I'm like, well, a lot. You raise the children, you take the children to classes, you contribute to the local community, you actually volunteer, you do all sorts of things instead of being stuck in the house doing all those things. So I kept asking my wife, let's get a nanny, let's get a this, let's get a housekeeper, let's spend a couple $1,000, let's do the thing. Well, this was 3 years of me trying to subtly manipulate my wife, and it didn't work. I go to dinner with Jerry and Anne-Marie, his wife, and I'm on one side talking about real estate deals. Anne-Marie and Jerry, or Anne-Marie and my wife are on the other side, and I hear the conversation. It's like, no, nanny. Da-da-da-da-da, systems, nanny. Blah, 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 nanny. So we're driving home, and my wife goes, I got a really good idea. We should get a nanny. And if I was an idiot, I would have been like, I've been saying that. What I said was like, that's a freaking amazing idea. How would I make that happen? Right? No matter what you try to do, if your environment doesn't allow for it to happen, it ain't gonna happen. Period, end of story. You're not gonna be a multimillionaire in a neighborhood full of people that are barely making 100 grand a year. You're just not gonna happen. You have to upgrade. Same thing with your CPA. You're gonna upgrade your CPAs. This is a tough one too. How many people feel like you've already outgrown your CPA? You should have fired them a long time ago. I wish I learned this. And your service providers, your CPA, your bookkeeper, et cetera, think about your CPA. My CPA now only works for 15 people. I'm one of the 15 people. When I first started out, my CPAs would be like, no, there's no such thing as people that can't or don't pay taxes. He didn't know what a cost segregation was. Because who's he working for? Who are his clients? Are they you guys? No, his clients are 9 to 5 people that are like, file my taxes. So what's he filing? He's filing their W-2s and their this and their that and whatever. He's not interfacing with anything. They don't teach you that crap in school. Any real estate agents in here? They teach you guys a lot, right, in school? Sorry, agents. So I've had to upgrade my CPAs along the way, right? They have different clientele, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll put a button on this, but the number one thing when you say, where do I start, is that you're not spending time with people that are doing the thing that you want to do, period. You're going to go home and you go, now what? It's not now what, it's who is the person I need to hang out with this week? Who should I go and shadow them on an appointment? Who should I go to their office and hang out with them, right? Where do you live? North Pennsylvania. Okay, North Pennsylvania. Johnny. I could give you Johnny Gona. Johnny Gona is right there in North Pennsylvania. You could go and shadow him and see exactly what he does all day long. You guys give me a name. You guys give me a city, a zip. What?
York.
New York or Newark?
York.
York, Pennsylvania?
York, Pennsylvania.
Is that exactly where you live?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, Anthony. He's in York, Pennsylvania. You could go shadow Anthony. Get with me afterwards. I'll give you Anthony's information. That will change your life more than anything else. Me giving you the person in your city that's doing the thing that you want to do, that you can go and cruise around, go grab a big gulp with and be like, this is my buddy. He's doing deals. That will change your life more than any book you'll ever read of mine, any video you'll ever watch of mine, any course you'll ever take. By far, that is the most important thing you should do. And you'll go home and 10% of people will follow those instructions. That's where you should start. Is that helpful? Sadly, after all the videos, you know how many videos I've made on YouTube? 3,700. How many of them are called How to Get Started in Real Estate? I think probably close to like 80 or 90, and people still ask the question. It's been answered. The technical thing is not what people need. People need the physical molecular vibration of another human being that's like, you're giving me permission to do this thing. How many people have kids in here? Okay. How crazy is it when your kids watch another kid do the thing that you've been trying to teach your kid how to do? Am I right? So that proves to you it's never changed. That is going to be the same thing. Last summer, my little girl, Monday, she's now 3 at the time, was so afraid of getting on an inner tube, and I'm out there like, let's go, babe, we're good, let's go, da-da-da-da-da. Weeks. Then Jerry's daughter, who's a year younger than my daughter, jumps out on the tube, and I blink my eyes, and Monday's out there going, go faster! So when you say, how do I get started? It's get around your peers that are doing the thing you want to do, and it'll change your life, okay? That was a really long answer to give you how do I get started, isn't it? Okay, who else needs help in here? What do you got? What's your name? Keisha, what's up? How you doing? LaKeisha. Okay, cool. Keisha, what do you got? How can we help you?
We are in Toledo, Ohio, and we have single-family homes, and we also have construction company together, and we are needing help with our cash flow.
Okay, so you're needing help with your cash flow. So your cash flow on your rentals or your cash flow from your construction company? Because I think it's going to be a construction company. Okay, so I would say you and Ryan, I ran a construction company for a really long time. Guess what you'll never run out of in construction? Work. If you can't get work as a contractor, you should quit as a contractor. Do we all agree? Or pick up your phone, okay? I would tell you the number one thing you're not doing is you're not delegating to probably an estimator. If you had what would happen to your construction company if you had a full-time estimator that worked on commission and all they did was go out and do estimates all day long, put them into a system, and you guys were tripling down on your estimates? There's your problem. You do it all. How do I know? Right? So what I would do on your construction company specifically is I'd say, all right, go into Craigslist, Facebook groups, whatever, and go, hey, I'm looking for a young gun that wants to learn the construction game and work with me for a year. I'm going to show you how to do estimates for 3 months. I'm going to set you out on your own, and you're going to be commission only. And your job is to post on Instagram, do this, look in forums, go on Angie's list. His job is to do 3 estimates a day, okay? What would happen to your business if you did 15 estimates a week? You'd have to hire more crews, okay? Now you can take on more deposits. You have more cash in the bank. You can make bigger decisions. You can then hire an office manager. Make sense? Okay, is that helpful? Will he do that? Okay, okay, good. Now, what's interesting is like a lot of people go, well, aren't you supposed to quit being in construction? Aren't you supposed to quit your job? No, you're supposed to quit doing the stuff you don't want to do. Right? Nobody should be quitting working, right? We're meant to work. Like God showed us an example, right? He said, I'm going to go work really hard for 6 days. I'm going to take the 7th day off. He didn't say, hey, we're going to quit doing all the work and take 7 days off. So you are meant to work. You just are meant to work on the things that excite you. And I imagine you're probably sick and tired. You seem like a really friendly dude. You probably like doing estimates to a certain degree. You like doing the work, okay. So you should get somebody out there that's friendly with the customers and doing the measuring and doing all that kind of stuff and delegate that and save yourself a little bit of time, make a little bit more money. And if I were you, I would spend some money. I know people hate this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm 43. I'm sick and tired of people's opinions. Pay for a coach, a couple $1,000 that will teach you specifically about delegation and time management. This is going to sound braggadocious, and maybe it is meant to be. In 2023, I spent $300,000 on a coach just to teach me how to time block my life. That sounds crazy. $30,000 a month is what I paid this guy, and I would have paid, knowing what it's done for me, I would have paid him $100,000 a month. That sounds crazy. My company paid for it. It's not like it comes out of my pocket. Like I am my company's greatest tool. If my company's not sharpening me and working on me and honing me, then the company's not going where it's supposed to go. So my company invests about $250,000 a year every year into my education, and you should be doing the same thing. Period, end of story. That whole thing, I used to think, as a blue-collar guy, I go, education's a scam. No. They taught blue-collar people that education's a scam to keep them blue-collar people. They want to keep their thumbs on you. And my coach, I've had a lot of coaches in my life, but a really great coach taught me, he says, they make the water muddy so you think it's deep. And what he meant by that is he says, they're going to tell you things, they're going to make you believe things so they can keep you in your place. Okay? You're not useful if you're an entrepreneur. You are useful when you work for people. Okay? And right now, I would tell you right now, do you own your own company or do you feel like this company kind of owns you a little bit? We know the answer. It owns you a little bit, right? So we got to delegate, and that's what I would do. And if you delegate that, the biggest fear you're going to have as a entrepreneur is spending money on a human being because it's gambling. It's legalized gambling is what it is. You're gambling on a human to catch your vision, take the training, and implement it. That's a gamble. And then they quit 2 weeks later, and you're, gosh, dang it. That sucks, and it's painful. It's like breaking up. Your heart's broken, and you don't want to move on. But that's the first thing you guys should be doing, and I would put a game plan together and going, what's something he likes, like in the world, like most important thing in the world? Yeah. Okay. I would withhold something from him. It's Sunday, so I'm not going there. But I'm saying hiking or whatever and go, hey, I see you're going out there and doing the thing. I see you're watching the TV show. I see you're doing the thing. Pace said, those things are a treat for once you've delegated and found somebody to start doing the estimating. Okay? That's what I would do. Who else needs some help? Yes, sir. Talk loud for everybody. I got the mic and you don't. Oh, this is a line of people with questions? I just realized that, bro. Holy crap. I'm so sorry. I'm like, and there's a line. Did everybody know this except for me? All right. Oh, bro. Okay, guys. Oh, this is so good. Praise the Lord for this question. Okay, do you guys agree? This is a great question. You're like, Pace, I haven't finished. No, you want to give me context of your question. Your question is finished. He's excited about real estate like you guys all are. So you guys go to your family members, you guys go to your friends, you're trying to get people to like talk to you about real estate investing, and they all think you're crazy. They all think you're in a cult or getting scammed or some crap like that. Ask me how I know. How do I motivate them, Pace? Okay, here's two really big question. I'd say top 20 question I get all the time is how do I motivate my spouse? And men, here's how you motivate your spouse. This is not your question, but I'll get to your question. How do you motivate your spouse? A lot of you guys are here with your spouse, which is awesome. So you guys are in it together. Your kids are off. You've raised your kids. You guys are like starting anew. Welcome to your new life. This is freaking awesome. You're like teenagers all over again. Making out all the time. I love it. Sorry, guys. So I tell men, I go, men, I have 8 sisters, doesn't give me a degree on women at all. Definitely not. I have 8 sisters. What was that? The mic dropped over there. Okay, got it. Anybody got to go to the bathroom and check your pants? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So men, if you are in the camp of like I got to get my spouse on board, let me give you guys some advice. Women are wired to desire one thing above everything else. It's a man who does what he says he's going to do, which provides stability, a foundation, right? Women are empire builders. They'll build your castle with you, but they want to make sure it's on a solid foundation. Okay? One of the best books you can ever read is a book about what women are doing when they test men. What women are doing when they test men. Men, do you ever feel like women are always doing this to you? Like, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Hey, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Does she do this to you all the time? Okay, what is she doing? She's testing to see if the foundation is solid as she thought it was originally. Okay, that's her going, I love you. I want to build with you. I want to build this massive castle with you. And before I do that, I just want to keep testing that the foundation is solid. I can continue to build, right? Okay, so what is that advice? Don't tell women, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I plan to do this. Just do this. Provide the results and say, I did this. I want to do more of this. Now, some women are like, no, I want to know ahead of time. No, you don't. No woman wants to hear a man yapping about what they're about to do. Pace, don't tell me what I want to hear. Okay. Maybe 1% of the women are like, yeah, I want to know everything. I want to plan it with you. Cool. That's for the women that are not in this room, right? The spouses that did not come here, right? The men that took time away from their families to come and build something. So you're at odds with the other person is basically what it is until you've accomplished the goal. Now, let's go to coworkers. Let's go to people in your family. Let's go to people you go to church with. How do I convince them to come on board with me and listen to me and motivate them? Because they're my friends, and I want them to come along the ride with me. This is basically the question, right?
Yeah, it's just within the military versus friends.
Okay, got it. Military specifically. Guys, when we are listening to Michael Zuber, are we not learning a new language? Are there words that you're like, hold on, I got to write that down? Are there terminology or maybe like equations? You're like, I've never seen that before in my life. So we can agree that this is a whole new language, right? Okay. Who speaks Spanish here? Okay, you speak Spanish. What's your name? Adelie? Okay, that's too hard. Anybody else? I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, Addie. Do I look like somebody I speak Spanish? But you can tell my first language is not Spanish, right? Would it be weird if you spoke Spanish to me and I said, I don't speak English? Probably not, right? Depending on where we're at. But if I told you I don't speak English, and then you kept speaking Spanish to me, I'm sorry, if I told you I don't speak Spanish, but you kept speaking Spanish to me, who would be the crazy person? You. You expect me to speak a language I don't speak. And you persist at trying to convince me to speak Spanish over and over and over and over. Who is the crazy person? You. My friend, you speak a language that those people do not understand, and you think they're crazy. Why are you not coming along with me? Don't you guys understand? It's military, guys. We got to retire. You guys got to plan for the future. After the military, you got all this life. You got pension. You're pulling your hair out trying to convince these people, right?
Yes.
You're wasting your time. Every single minute of your life, you are wasting your time trying to convince somebody to speak a language that they don't speak. If they're not willing to come with you, here's what I would do. If you really want them to come with you, this is what you do. And in the process, you will realize you never wanted them to come along with you in the first place. Here's the process. The process is, I need to provide so much undeniable proof that what I'm doing is so awesome. I'm going to take the energy I'm trying to convince them, and I'm going to pour that energy into what Michael Zuber told me to go do, one rental at a time. And as I get to my goals, my friends are going to run to catch up to me. I'm not going to have to beg them, drag them whatsoever. The problem is, in this process, in this journey, what's more important, the how or the who? So along this journey, you've met a lot of who's that now become your new friends, your new family members, and you are doubling down with them because you've now done deals with them. And these people now come chasing, looking for a job, and you're like, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm 25 steps ahead of you. Go join Michael Zuber's community and follow my steps because I'm working over here. You, my friend, are also in this weird world. You're a grown man. I think most everybody here is a grown man except for this man right here. You're a growing man. Okay, and we all, at the end of every day, we go, gosh, dang, where'd all the time go? I can tell you where some of your time went, was trying to convince somebody that doesn't speak your language to speak your language, and you could have allocated that same resource to going towards one rental at a time, which actually is the result you are looking for, which will then get everybody to chase you down once you hit the goals that you want to hit. It's not the answer you want, but it's the answer I wish I gave myself 15 years ago when I tried to pull my friends' teeth. And now they all chase me and, dude. Okay, I'll give you a good example. Ben is his name. Works at an Apple store 15 years ago. When I jumped into the business, I started as a wholesaler. It was my first step in the business. Homevestors. I was a Homevestor franchise. Everybody know Homevestors? We buy the houses, the caveman guy. I was one of those guys for 6 years. And Ben, when he found out I was going to buy a territory and that's how I was going to get started, Ben's first thing he said to me, because he didn't speak my language. And I basically was like, I want to go learn Spanish. And his answer was like, why would you want to waste your time on that? This is literally what he says. He goes, is that the thing where you basically take money from old people? Dude, now I laugh about it and I talk about it on stage. But at the time, I was so in that world that demoralized me for 30 days. Okay, the lady that was going to sell me her territory, she was retired. Her name is Bethany. Some of you guys know my story with Bethany. She was my first mentor in real estate. She was charging me $135,000 for her territory on seller finance, 25 grand a month, okay? And I was about to wire the 25 grand. And then Ben says this to me. Bro, your friends that are in that world are stealing, and they're going to steal your energy even in ways you don't even recognize right now. I would take all your energy and pour it into a place you know it's going to give you a result, which is a room like this. Now, the problem is you guys, the veteran community, constantly trying to help each other out, which I admire. But I'll tell you right now, there's like 85 veteran resources. If they really wanted it, they would go after it. I would double down on people in this room and go, how do I collaborate with more people in this room? That's what I would do.
Which I've been doing. I just.
Then you're doing the right thing.
Okay.
Is that helpful to other people? Okay. Remember, when your family members call you crazy or, man, mom is getting sucked into this real estate world, they don't speak your language. They just don't speak your language. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking your time, Pace, and happy early 43rd birthday next Saturday.
Oh, thank you. That's cool. Thank you. You know.
When you had said it, I was like, wow, I'm 43, so took a look on Wikipedia, and I was
Nice.
like, okay. Well,
Okay, cool.
So, very cool. So, I'm not going that far.
Thank you,
So,
Chelsea.
one of the things that you had mentioned about in terms of, I guess the best way to put it is in terms of mindset. I'm hearing the feedback, so maybe I'm just a little bit too close.
You sound good from where I'm at.
Okay. How does somebody figure out that they have the capability, the capacity to change their mindset for themselves? And this came from that story about how your dad basically kind of self-sabotaged. So I got that, and then I wanted to ask about how you spell Steve's last name, because I was listening to that.
Which Steve? The Steve that screwed me over?
Is it Mikesta or Mikester?
Oh, Steve Mikesta. You don't want to talk to Steve Mikesta. He's in the loan officer world. You want to talk to Steve Mikesta?
No. You had just mentioned most of us were going to forget his last name, so I was like, all right,
I love
just
that.
write it down.
Mikesta. Look him up. He's like top loan officer in the whole world right now. He killed it. He's awesome. So how do I realize I can change my own mindset like my dad? I'm going to be really transparent with you guys and like translucent. I won't post this anywhere because anytime I talk about this, I love my dad and I love my family so much, and I'm so grateful for everything they gave me. But there's a point in my life, and the point in my life that I'm talking about is a turning point when I recognized that I was not put on this earth to just take care of me and my family. God showed me my capabilities. He put people in my path to show me that I'm worth way more than being worth a couple $1 million. I am meant to change the world. Where are these turning points? They're always really small ones. My favorite one in the last couple of years was I have a girl that works on my team. His name is Shelly. And Shelly's husband was cheating on her for like 14 years. Stay-at-home mom, 6 kids, trapped. That's like, in my opinion, that's like a modern-day prison. You are in a marriage, you're raising these kids for this guy that's not producing the money he's supposed to. You're always like doing side jobs, whatever else. Okay, so she gets divorced from this guy, she's struggling, and the day we offered her a job, she also was debating between working for me or going and becoming a lunch lady at the local elementary. Why? Because she had no skills in her mind. She didn't have value in her mind. In her mind, my highest and best use right now is to be a lunch lady at a cafeteria and make $2,500 a month working for the school district. That was her highest and best. Her belief system was that. This was 24 months ago. She's been on my team. She's dramatically changed the dynamic of my entire team. She's bought her own house. She left her husband 2 months before I met her, so I didn't cause the divorce. But she sends me a video once a month in the group chat. I have a group chat with like 9 women that run all my businesses, and mostly women. I do better with women. Men I can partner with, but it's really hard for me to work with men because they want to build their own castle. Women are like, let's build this castle together, right? And she sends videos of like, I get to spend time in my mornings dropping my kids off. I get to spend time in the afternoons picking my kids up. I get to work wherever I need to work. I make a good wage, and I was able to buy a house and get a car. That is my purpose on life, is to create opportunities for people and to elevate people. My number one characteristic in my 34 Clifton strengths, number one at the very top, is called activator. I wake up in the morning and all I want to do is activate other people into the best version of themselves. I'm obsessed with it. I cannot stop. I am a machine. Nothing bad can happen in my life if I'm activating and turning other people into like their own versions of machine. So when you get evidence, so I want you to write down, if you're gonna take notes, I would write down the word evidence. I get these little micro versions of evidence. I'm at a point in like probably the last 5 years that there's somebody in this room thinks I'm cocky. There always is. Because I'm strong about my opinions and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Because I've found my alignment with my assignment, and people either love that and they're gravitated towards it, or they're like, wow, he's cocky, I don't like his energy. Perfect. You're not the fish I want to catch. You're a carp. You can go over there. I want to catch these other fish that are also my same energy, like you. Like, let's go build, let's go do cool things. Evidence was not something I was looking for. Evidence is something God gave me when I helped somebody else. I got this thing called helper's high. And I was like, man, I got this helper's high. Everybody feels good when they help somebody else. And you realize like, man, when I helped somebody else get a deal, it was better than the $1 million I made last year or whatever. Holy moly. So that evidence told me what I need to shift my alignment to. And as I continue to help more people, I saw more capability. And then those people caught the bug and they helped other people, and it causes this domino effect, and it's the greatest feeling on the planet. So whatever the evidence that God needs to give you for you specifically, I don't know what it is because you are on your own path. But I will tell you it always 100% comes from helping somebody else find their path. So you do a good job of this. I can already tell with your personality, you looked up my birthday. It means you care about people. You're thoughtful. Other people recognize you're thoughtful. That's part of who you are. That's how you're made. You have a capability, a capacity that other people don't have, and you know that, and you have a drawing. There's something drawing you towards that part of you. What I would do is just keep looking for the evidence on that pathway to find the best, highest version of who you are, and that is usually going to be from helping other people help. And what I do is I help people get deals. So I'm like, where are you stuck? And I find a resource for them. I give that to them, and then along the way, I find evidence of who I am. And so I would suggest find out how you can help other people in this room, and you'll find the evidence that you need in order to become the best version that you were meant to be.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
So you mentioned earlier, you were talking about time blocking.
Yes, sir.
And so I just find it fascinating because I find that when I do schedule my time, it works. But what are some of the techniques that you got from that year of learning how to time block, and how did that change your life?
Okay, so time blocking is, you ready for this? Some of this is not, you're not ready for this because you don't have a team like I have. But your team, are you married? You seem like a married guy. Okay, awesome.
Partner.
What's your name? Teresa?
Teresa.
Man, y'all have the most unique names in here. I love it. Okay. So, by the way, I want to give you a compliment as a woman. I can tell he's a happy man. Like, wow. It actually gives me chills. Like, I can tell he's a happy man, and I could tell immediately he's a married dude in like a very happy relationship, and that comes from you. You're awesome. So, by the way, is there anything better than freaking great marriage? You're just obsessed with your wife. Oh my gosh, bro. Nothing better. The best. Except you still need to withhold things from him until he delegates. Okay? All right. All right, so this is, my wife will never ask me, where are you going? What are you doing today? It's off limits. So you're not allowed to ask me that question. Why? Why would I not want my wife to ask me that question?
Because she believes in you.
No, not trust. I tell everybody, there you go, it's on my calendar. I don't tell my wife to trust me. Track me on wherever I am. But more importantly, look at my calendar. So we share a calendar. It tells her where I am, what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, and what I'm accomplishing in that time block. If you look at my calendar, diabolical, bro. Best app that you could ever download, in my opinion, is Calendgoo. And I color code everything in red, blue, green, okay? Red means you're dead if you touch it. Blue means I can move it and I wouldn't be mad. Green means I'm traveling, I'm doing something, like I'm on the go. Okay? So I color code things, and you'll see all of that stuff. So my wife can click on a time block and go, oh, I see where my husband is, what he's doing, why he's doing it, etc. My calendar trains and communicates on my behalf to everyone in my world, which means I don't have as many text messages you could imagine. I have 300 employees, a lot of companies, a lot of things going on. How many phone calls do you think I've received this last week? Okay, since Sunday of last week, I received 2 phone calls from people I know. Everything else is a spam call. 2 calls in a week. Why is that? It's because my calendar tells everybody when they can and when they cannot reach out to me. If you reach out to me during a time that I have a time block, my phone won't even ring. It is off limits. I am in the zone, auto zone. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big one. Now, can I tell you guys how much time do I have, by the way? Like 5 minutes? Oh, I got time. Okay, cool. Is anybody learning anything?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so it's not just that. It's also my team now knows when I want to delegate. One of the things that you will feel, I have a feeling you haven't gotten to the point where you need to delegate to a team quite yet. I have that energy. I feel that. Yeah. Isn't it weird I can feel that energy? I talk to a lot of people, so I get to feel that energy. But when you get to a point where he's at, the biggest, scariest thing is not just letting go of responsibility, it's actually letting go of your value you bring to that company. Right? Well, this is what I'm good at. I'm the one that's the acquisition guy. For me, it was like getting out of the appointments, going on the appointments to buy the houses. And I would take a step back and I'd have acquisition people in there, and I felt guilty. So what did I do? Is I stepped back in and I started undermining and like undercutting all of them and going on appointments and I'll do it today. Don't worry, I got it. And the reason being, when I met with my coach, he goes, you think that they don't believe you're doing something higher level value than being on the team acquisition team. Why don't we put on your calendar what you're doing for them, how it benefits them, and why they would want you to go do those things? Like, why would my team want me to be here? Why would my real estate team want me to be in this room?
Teach more people to do what you do, what you want them to learn.
I don't want to teach anybody in this room. That's Michael Zuber's job. But what I want to do is I want you to feel my vibration that I'm not full of crap. And I want at some point in your journey for you to sell me a deal. I'm really fishing for RV parks and mobile home parks and apartment buildings, and I want to be a buyer. I bought $60 million in real estate last year, and I should have bought 100. So I'm here, and my team knows I'm here to talk and tell you what I'm up to and what I'm into, give you some value so that we can build some rapport. And at some point in your journey, you're going to go, that Pace guy wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. I should sell him a deal. How do they know that? Because I've trained them, and my calendar shows them in color coding, and it also lists out, here's Pace's goals on the calendar so that nobody bothers me. In fact, they push me out the door. When you get to delegation mode, bro, that is going to be the most important thing. Your wife knows where you're going, what you're doing, why you're doing it, how does it benefit the family. My wife knows, and this was another thing that this coach taught me. He says, one of the things I want you to understand about time blocking is how valuable every single second of your life is. So I started planning my leisure time, which was really hard for me because I'm actually a whimsical, I like to create. I love the romanticism of flying by the seat of my pants. Anybody else in here like that? Like, I'm gonna do what I wanna do when I wanna do it, right? He says, what you're doing, he says, you respect your marriage, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, do you respect other men's marriage? I go, absolutely. He goes, but you're willing to go ask them on a coffee date to pick their brain? What you're doing is you're stealing time away from their wives and their children, and you have no plan of value to bring to them? That's thievery, he told me. I was like, dang. And so he started teaching me the value of not only my time, but also other people's time. And that if I'm going to take somebody else's time, I either should pay for it or I should bring something in value in exchange for it, a relationship, a piece of advice, an open door, something, right? And so I stopped asking for as much help generically, I started asking for a lot more help specifically. It did change my life. I wasn't like, hey, I need some help on this. It was like, I need help on this, and this, and I'm stuck on this because I've gone to these resources and I've tried these things. I didn't want to waste your time until I got to an actual point that I really needed help. Other people, how many people have experienced somebody wants to pick your brain that actually did not do any work whatsoever preemptively? That weirdly taught me to be better at being resourceful before I go ask for help. But also, there's a delicate balance. We should be asking for help. It's actually one of most people's big problem here. Okay, color coding, training my team, articulating my goals. Now, I only look at my calendar on Sunday afternoon. My wife and I, we go to church, we go play golf with the kids, we do all the fun things. And then my wife knows Sunday afternoon is me in my office, away from everybody, and I plan out not just my week, I plan out my month, I plan out my year, I plan out 18 months. Now, I'm going to get to some good stuff for you if this already hasn't been helpful. Now, every morning I spend 30 minutes re-articulating, hey, is this what I'm going to do today? Is there anything I can move or adjust or anything that I really need to do and I accomplish it? So it was a muscle that I go through. It's the first thing I do. Before I drink water, I go pee in the morning. First thing I do, calendar, what am I doing today? Well, Pace, didn't you look at it 3 days ago? Yes. I live and die by my calendar. I know. I showed up a minute before I was supposed to speak. I'm never late. I'm always on time. I'm cognizant of, like, he gave me 2 hours, so I'm going to take 1 hour and 58 minutes, right? I'm going to take it all, and then I'm going to walk out of here at hour 2. Okay. What's crazy about this is the world, I start telling the world what I'm willing to accept and what I'm willing not to accept, and the universe starts delivering exactly the thing I want, because I tell the world how I'm going to live my life, and then I follow through with it. The universe, it's kind of like Moses, or it's like parting the seven, or what do you call it, the Red Sea. Dude, the world opens up for me when I just live by exactly what I say I'm going to do, right? And all of a sudden, the romanticism comes back into my life. Now, I plan dates with my daughters every day. I plan workouts every single day. I give myself more time than I need while I'm working out. I'm never rushing. Those types of things are really important as well. But here's one of the most important things, which I'll get to some more technical stuff. The most important thing I learned is what to say no to. I say no to like 99% of stuff if it is not in alignment with where I'm going, and if it's not here to help my wife and my kids provide a bigger future. I know you're in alignment with this. You're saying yes to probably too many things. You need to say no unapologetically, like, hey, kind of like Zuber is one of my friends, but I planned a year in advance. I go, dude, you want to get on my calendar? It's got to be a year in advance. And he booked me a year in advance. Crazy. So right now what happens is the universe will just feed everything to you, and it attacks you all day long with like, oh man, I don't know where my day went. I have not had a day like that in 5 years. I know exactly what went on with my day, what I accomplished, how I accomplished it. And if there's some leeway and some buffer, I always massage it. Like, Thomas is gone. He picked me up from the airport. I was like 15 minutes late because of the airport. I had some time. But I have not had a day in 5 years that I ended the day going, crap, where did my day go? How many people have that still right now? You're like, I don't know where my day went. Calendar, 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 calendar. It sounds so unsexy, and it is kind of. But I have a really hard time now living without my calendar. I look at it first thing in the morning. My wife, before she FaceTimes me, guess what she'll do? Go to my calendar. Oh, he's on stage. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's got 20 minutes. I'll call him during that time, right? So it's a communication. My calendar is actually a communication device more than it is a planning device, if that makes sense. And so nobody's calling me and texting me. I have a notary on my team. She will not text me and go, hey, can you sign something? Everybody communicates with me during a small window in the very early morning between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. That's it. My phone will not vibrate all day long. Nobody's calling me all day long. I can go do exactly what I meant to do. And I think one of the hardest things is all of us that don't have calendars and you don't tell the universe what you're willing to do, the universe is like, well, he said he wants to do more, have more, be more. And I'm God, I'm the Almighty, I'm the universe. I'm going to deliver that to him, and I'm going to pour it on him until he tells me to stop. And so he's sending you things to overwhelm, and for you to say no to this and yes to this. Life is an algorithm, okay? How many people are on Instagram? A lot, a good amount. You don't want to admit it. You're on it? Okay, let me say this again for the people. You guys here don't like to admit things. I'm not your bishop and I don't go to your church, so I'm not going to judge you, but how many people go on Instagram an hour a month? Raise your hand. Okay. I can go like canoe stuff, but I can engage with lumberjack stuff. What is my algorithm going to feed me more of? Like if I follow people that do canoes, I follow you, but I go and I like people that are chopping wood. What is the algorithm going to feed me more of?
Whatever you like.
Crazy, isn't it? When I found out about the algorithm, I was like, they stole that from God, bro. Because you can say, I want to do all this stuff, but whatever you're really engaging with, God just sends more of it to you because he's like, I want my child to be super happy, and he's saying he wants more of this, so I'm just going to keep giving him the thing that he says he wants. So when I have a calendar, I refuse to let God pour things on me that I don't want. I say, no, bro, I love you. Please don't send things to me. I need things that are in alignment with this. And then what magically happens, he goes, oh, you're not only saying you like these things, you're engaging with them. Let me send you more opportunity. I go work on RV park stuff. I get 7 RV parks under contract. What most people do is they'll go, let me go work on single family for 3 days. And then 4 days later, they're working on this. And the universe is like, I don't know what to send you. So I'm just going to send you everything. And you're going to feel, this is a poor person word. Only poor people say this word, overwhelmed. You will never hear a rich person say, I'm overwhelmed. Never. Only poor people use that word. And poor doesn't always mean money, it means mindset. And so I learned that just like 4 years ago. The high level rooms I'm in, no, they never complain, they never say overwhelmed, and they never say I'm too busy. People are worth $100, $300, $400 million in some of these rooms I'm in. You'll never hear those words out of their mouth. So your calendar is something you guys should be doing together. It takes the sexiness out. Like, I'll tell you this. My wife and I'm on this tour, this crazy 100-city tour right now. I don't know if some of you guys know that. And I've got 20 more cities to go. I've gone through 80 cities in the last 85 days. And my wife and I have a thing planned on March 18th where we're going to spend the whole day together, babysitters. My wife's like facial this and this, that, and the other, and it's all planned out. And the 16-year-old version of me is like, dude, where's the spontaneity, man? I'm like, I would trade spontaneity all day long for consistency. And so for me, it's just consistency and doing the thing. And I got 1,000 other things that are like technical. I have a list of 23 steps I go through every single Sunday. Here's another thing too. Last thing I'll do on the calendar thing. If you guys are wanting to buy more rentals, do you have a goal and do you have a system attached to that goal? You guys have a whiteboard here? Okay. So let me give you you got notepad. Everybody pull out your notepad. I'm going to give you a goal and a system real fast, okay? So my goal this year, I got to 280 single family homes, and I should have stopped at 25. FYI, don't go past that. It's crazy. You don't even need 25. You need 10. You want to change your life, you need 6 rentals. Co-living is a great strategy to amplify cash flow right now. You don't need a lot to change your life, okay? I love Michael Zuber's messaging, 1 rental at a time, go after that. I should have stopped at 10. I wish Michael was my coach. I went to 280. Stupid, okay? I'm now selling most of those and I'm 1031ing into things that cash flow a lot more because I have a big team and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so here's my goal. My goal for the year, I'm gonna buy 20 RV parks this year with people I know, so JV agreements. We're gonna throw those 20 to the side because you'll never be able to duplicate that because I've built a brand and people want to JV with me. So let's throw that to the side. I wanna buy 4 that my team goes directly with brokers, and those have to net, not net operating income, true free cash flow, they have to net $15,000 a month. 4, okay? So by the end of the year, if I acquire all 4, what will be my net positive cash flow additional? Say it louder. $60,000. Sounds crazy, but welcome to RV parks. They're freaking crazy. So I got 4. Cool. Do you have a goal of like rentals that you want to buy this year?
I've been trying to buy 1 a year.
1 a year. Okay, cool. What are you doing with all the rest of your time, bro?
That's part of the problem. I need to schedule better.
Okay, cool. So this will help you out with that. Okay, so here's how I look at those 4. I know on my team exactly how many RV parks I have to look at, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. I have to look at 75 RV parks to get 1 under contract. That sounds crazy, but like 60 of those don't fit my buy box. People send me stuff in like Belgium. Or people go, there's a horse thing attached to it. You could breed horses. This is a great deal. Dude, it's such a distraction. I don't want to breed horses. Thank you so much. Like, I get a lot of that. So I know when deals come to me from brokers or wholesalers or whatever, I have to look at 75. 60 of them are going to be completely bad. 15 of them are going to be relatively close. I'm going to submit 15 offers on all of those and get 1 under contract. I also know, okay, that I need to get 2 contracts to get 1 deal closed. Why? Unlike single family, which has very few moving parts, RV parks have a lot of moving parts. It's buying a business attached to land, right? So you got employees and payroll and all sorts of things. And so things fall out of contract. I had one under contract about 4 months ago. We found out the owner I'm buying it from, who's been operating the park for 20 years, does not actually own the park. He thought he freaking bought it legally 20 years ago. There's a title issue, and there's like a family member way before that actually has rights over the park, so he can't sell it to me. That was a deal that fell out of contract, so that kind of stuff. So how many parks do I actually have to look at to get 1 deal in my portfolio? 150, which means if I want to buy 4 RV parks and add $60,000 in net cash flow to my bottom line by the end of the year, how many RV parks do I have to look at? 600. Do you have those numbers for your 1 rental? Do you know how many offers you need to make? Do you know how many conversations you need to have? The answer is probably no. Okay, so let's divide this. Anybody taking notes here? Okay. So I know I got to look at 600 parks. And you're not going to go do RV parks. I totally get that. But this should help you understand what you're missing. So let's divide that. 600 parks divided by how many weeks in a year? This is a trick question. I'm going to give you the real number. How many weeks are in a year? 52. You think there's 52. You guys have been through Thanksgiving to Christmas, right? People go brain dead. You got Thanksgiving to January 10th, nobody's working. That's 5 weeks a year, nobody's doing anything. So do we really have 52 weeks in a year? Including you. You got to give yourself permission to not work 6 weeks out of the year on your real estate business. So that'd be Thanksgiving for a week, Christmas, New Year's for 2 or 3 weeks, 4th of July, nobody works. Especially over on the West Coast. We're way more patriotic than the East Coast, just FYI. We are. I travel the world for a living, right? So we, like this part of the country, is just way more patriotic. That whole week, dude, we're celebrating, we're having a blast. Rob, over in Texas, you guys are like the most patriotic people on the planet. That whole week, you guys go on pause. Parades, all the things. Okay, so we have 46 weeks in a year for me to look at 600 RV parks. So you divide that into how many parks per week now? It's 15, by the way. How many parks per day if it's 15 per week? You're going to look at 7. We don't work 7 days a week. I give the Lord his day. Saturday's a day for me and my wife to hang around. 5 days a week. 3 a day. So now I look at the goal differently. I want to make $60,000 a year extra, passive. By the way, there is such thing as passive. That people that say otherwise are full of crap. People that live at your RV park, they're the ones that take care of the RV park. I don't take care of anything. They truly can be like 99.9% passive. So if I want $60,000, am I willing to look at 3 RV parks a day?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how much time do I need to block on my calendar to make that happen? I already know the answer. It's an hour and a half. 30 minutes to brokers, an hour at looking deals. I have a little system. So we do 30 minutes of reaching out to brokers. Hey, I'm new in the area. I'm looking, blah, 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 blah. Go on Crexy.com. You can reach out to new brokers in every market. Beautiful thing about RV parks, you can buy an RV park in every market, okay? So 30 minutes of outreach creates usually 1 or 2 good like new leads off Crexy.com is where I go. And then I look at opportunities for an hour and a half a day. So it's an hour of looking at the opportunities, 30 minutes of prospecting, and then the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. It's not a full-time job. It's an hour and a half a day. That's it. The difference is it's time blocked and nobody's allowed to disrupt that time no matter what. Unless my wife is having a baby and we're done with that part of our life, sadly. Okay, so do you have that on your calendar? The answer is no, you don't. You probably don't really live and die by a calendar. I can tell you, Rob Abasola, I bet you Rob Abasola lives and dies by his calendar. I bet you Michael Zuber lives and dies by his freaking calendar. How many people in here live and die by your calendar? You just need to adjust it a little bit. Maybe find some higher and better uses of your time, right? It's liberating, and I would tell you it's one of the most important things on the planet. Now, I think your wife is highly attracted to you, but if you want your wife to be attracted to you 1% more, her seeing you plan and then execute every freaking day on that plan, bro. You guys are done having babies? Maybe not. Maybe not, dude. Okay, so is that helpful?
Yes, thank you very
Okay,
much.
so a lot of you guys that have like one rental a year, I would say that, what market do you want to buy in?
I'm looking at Memphis and Alabama right now.
Okay, Memphis and Alabama. So here's what you're going to need. Most important thing you're going to need. Best question you could ask is, Pace, who do you know in Memphis and Alabama? Do you think I know people?
Yes.
Bro, you name a zip code, I'll tell you two leaders in that zip code, and they're in my phone. So Memphis and where, Alabama?
Let's go Huntsville.
Okay, cool. So get with me in the 2 minutes that I'll actually be in the hallway, and I'll chat with you about it, and I'll give you contact. You just want to go to them and go, bring me the stuff you're not buying. 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 You'll never cold call. You'll never do outreach. You just look at somebody else's deal. You do it for 20 minutes a day. You'll buy a rental in 45 days. 1 in a year. I think you could go to probably 2 in a year next year. This year's 1. Next year's 2. Okay, and it's 30 minutes a day. That's max all you have to do. Right. Were you thinking you have to go do lead gen? Like call sellers and work with brokers and all that kind of stuff?
No, just use existing contacts.
Yeah, okay. You use existing contacts?
Yeah, or MLS, yeah.
People use the MLS? I'm just kidding. Okay, so MLS is a good source. What I would be doing is I'd probably be working with, here's what I don't like about the MLS. You don't know what agents you actually want to work with. What I would do is I would go, are you pretty good at navigating the MLS?
I mean, Zillow, Redfin, all those things.
Okay, I'll give you a shortcut. MLS is awesome. The data is really good, but a lot of people use it incorrectly. Mm-hmm. What I would be doing is, who's your title company you're going to use in Memphis? You don't know. You got to find that out. Call that Memphis title company. I'll give you one. Hey, Memphis title company, I want to do transactions in your area. Can you guys give me the top closing agents on the seller side and top closing agents on the buyer side, top 25 on each? Guess what data they have? All of that. They can extract it from the MLS and just give it to you and go, here's the top 25 agents that represent buyers, here's the top 25 agents that represent sellers. Skip the MLS, call those brokers. They're the ones that are doing the most transactions. 71% of real estate agents did not do 1 transaction last year, and it ain't gonna change. So we don't want to just call the MLS. If I call the MLS, guess what I'm going to run into? I'm going to run into the agent that is listing their cousin's house that they just got lucky with the listing. I don't want to waste my time with those people. Again, allocation of my time. What I would rather do is tell my title company, which I intend to do business with, please filter out the top 100 agents in this market so I can just call them. And even if they don't have a house on the market, they will have a house on the market in the next couple of weeks because they are top performers and the data proves it. MLS will not give you that unless you know how to menangle and finagle the information. Helpful?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Mr. Pilot, what's up? I got 20 minutes.
20 minutes. I was going to ask who can I help in Peoria.
Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah, but
Chester, Texan. I don't know if you would help him, but he's doing like 15 deals a month. You want to help them in terms of like going.
How do I help them make money?
Okay, Chester.
Who do I help make money in Peoria?
Okay, so a lot of
Good
people
question.
in Peoria. Zach Fisher, amazing person in Peoria. I'll give you his contact information. Zach Fisher is doing like 3 deals a month. He's the wholesaler. So what he does is he's doing a ton of outreach, negotiation. He's going to buy 2 deals a month and wholesale the third. He'll buy one for a rental and then he'll buy one for a flip, right? He has a good, like good hybrid business going on.
I've seen his name.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude.
Yeah, okay.
He is always looking for people to help out with lead management or job site. Like, hey, can you go to my job site, whatever. If you want to be boots on the ground, be nitty gritty, Zach Fisher is a good person to know.
Okay. The second thing is as far as mobile home park, 61540, only park in the area, 32 homes, last transaction on seller finance 2.5 years ago at 1.15. So if there's something that way, we can get that way. I don't know if they're ready to sell yet, but there's probably something going to happen.
Man, I could do a whole class on just that conversation right there.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll get you in touch with Zach Fisher. Okay, guys, this room's a unique room, right? Michael Zuber teaches one rental at a time, a methodical approach, very safe, which I appreciate and I love. And I think that in a lot of ways, I wish I just did what he did in the very beginning. But if you're going to go out and find opportunities, I was trained in the very beginning. I would never in my life call somebody off the MLS. You guys are a different breed because you're buying 1 or 2 deals a year. Great. Love that. Incredible. That's a 10 out of 10 strategy. I love it. But when somebody's like, hey, I saw a mobile home park, my immediate thought is, what's their pain? Why would they talk to me? That's what I train my people. Are they in foreclosure, divorce? Are they going through something? So I don't go to the MLS first. I actually go to the divorce list, the probate list. I go to those first, and then I go and apply that filter to the MLS, and I extract only people that are already in existing levels of pain. I would never in my life reach out to a real estate agent that didn't have at least 2 of those filters. So a couple of filters. Who's going to reach out to agents to work deals? Okay, a couple of people. I'll give you a really great filter. What market are you in? Oh, Reno. Okay, Reno's awesome. I'm going to be in Reno in a couple days. I'm doing a meetup there. Okay, so Monica Kunis, she's my leader there, and I own RV parks with her and hotels and stuff. You'll meet her. She's freaking awesome. What I would do in Reno, your average days on market. Will you Google what's your average days on market in Reno, or do you know?
In my space, my bylaw?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So pretty quick compared to the rest of the country. So I would never reach out to an agent unless their property has already been on the market 60 days. Ain't no way you're going to convince me to do that. I watch new people just submitting offers and they're like fresh listing. I'm like, who's an agent here? Raise your hand. Don't you guys freaking hate it when real estate investors reach out to you on day 1 of being on the market? You're like, dude, F you, give me 30 days. So if they're not in that level of pain, so for you in Reno, I would say 6 days minimum. I would also then apply, what's your buy box? Are you single family or are you on the other stuff? Okay. And you're in a certain part of your area. What I would be doing is I wouldn't be going after anybody that wasn't already in foreclosure. This is my strategy. You can do whatever you want. If you're not in foreclosure, you haven't been in probate, you don't have a tax lien, you don't have a code violation, if you don't have one of those things, there's no way I'm calling you. Period. Not going to waste my time. Otherwise, I'm paying full retail. Next question.
Hey, man, everybody's mesmerized by you, so that's a gift, and appreciate that.
Oh, thanks.
My question is, I'm at the point where I'm managing my rentals myself. I'm tired. I've got about 30 of them. I'm the manager, and I don't want to give up that management fee. I've heard people talk, some of the other speakers are talking about, hey, I think Jason Hartman said there's 5 good managers, in the country or whatever.
You had Jason Hartman here?
But as an
freaking love Jason, dude. Good friend of mine. I love Jason.
So I want my time back. I have a family business I work for full time, and so at what point do you hire somebody? How do you hire somebody? Or do I use a management company? What would you suggest for me?
Okay, so you and I are very different personality types. I would never have bought one rental without having a team member. I'm the opposite. Like, there are somebody in here that thinks changing their oil is a cool idea. You're never going to catch me, but that's the lowest level thing I could waste my time on. Same thing with, like, if I have a cavity, I'm not going to be like, hey, look, Google, how do I remove my own cavity? I'm going to go hire a professional, right? Because your business is not being a property manager. Unless you decide, I want to go start a property management company, that might be a good idea for you. If you were my personality type, I would go, if you put me in your shoes, here's what I would do. What market do you live in?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Freaking awesome, Mark. I love Shreveport. Okay, so what I would do is I'd go and call property managers and go, do you guys want to sell? And I'd buy the property management company. That's me. Because guess what I now get? A cash flowing business. I can retire the owner. I can buy it on seller finance, something I love talking about. This might not be your strategy. I am very risk tolerant. In fact, I love risk. So don't listen to me all the time, okay? I would buy a business that's property management. If you put my soul in your body and you made me go to Shreveport, I'd have some gumbo, and then I'd immediately go and buy a property management company, or I would go hire an employee. Now, the sad thing about this, and I would imagine this is probably where you got, is that a lot of times single family properties don't cash flow enough that you can pull money out and live on it, because a pool goes bad, a roof goes bad, and theirs goes 7 months of cash flow. We all know how single family goes, right? I would start maybe converting some of these single family homes to a co-living that makes sense. You can amplify your cash flow, double, triple, and I would offset that to a property manager. Step by step, here's what I would do. I would go to my 30, I go, which one of these houses would actually work for co-living? I would wait until that lease is up, and I would hand it to a property manager that does co-living. Most property managers now do co-living. Shreveport does not have Pad Split. That's who I use, Pad Split, for my management. They're not in Shreveport. You're gonna go to a property management company. If you decide not to buy them, might not be your personality type, and you're gonna go, will you guys take this property and I wanna convert this into co-living? What will that do for you? A co-living is gonna give you about $1,000 a month more than what you're bringing in right now to your pocket. Not more revenue. You'll bring in like $2,500 more in revenue, but you'll net another $1,000. How many of those houses do you need to convert out of the 30 to hire a full-time person on your team? 5. I would convert 5 of those, take that $5,000 salary and go hire a full-time work wife. You married guy? Okay. Is your wife okay if you hired a woman to work inside your business?
I already have a whole bunch of women that work for my other business.
Okay, cool. So why not hire another person? Well, because the cash flow is not significant enough, and you've probably inched your way to that 30, which is awesome. And the money that's coming in, it's hard to part with that cash that is coming in to hire out a person. I get the mindset. If it was me, is either buy a property management company or convert 5 of those properties to a co-living, amplify the cash flow, hire somebody, take it off your plate 100%. I would also maybe say that you probably don't need 30 rentals. That's a lot of rentals. Maybe stop buying single family and maybe start buying a little bit larger assets that cash flow more. You are ready for, and Michael's gonna give you better advice than I will in this regard. In fact, I should have listened to Michael a long time ago on my portfolio. I wish I stopped at 25, and I wish I jumped into 12 plexes. I wish I jumped into 24 plexes, and I wish I did co-living, Section 8, or HUD-VASH, or COC. Do you know what COC is? Continuation of care. Incredible. You go look it up. It's incredible. Nonprofit money, guaranteed rents, better than Section 8. Same money comes from the same place, but it's for a different segment of the market. Continuation of care. If I were you, I would take a hard look at buying more single family. You need another single family like a hole in the head.
Yeah, that's part of what I've been dealing with, actually.
Yeah.
So,
And the other thing too is like brother to brother. What's your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. What are you going to learn more in single family that you already haven't learned, brother? Nothing. Okay. So more of the same is not what's going to motivate you. What I would do is I'd go, all right, I'm going to keep that because that's my freedom money. That's my retirement. Now I want to go in a little bit riskier environment. I would argue in some ways it's less risky to have more cash flow. And I'd say you're in Shreveport, bro. Everybody lives in a mobile home park or a trailer park there. Not everybody, but mathematically more people than other parts of the country. Buy a mobile home park. Low maintenance, tons of cash flow. They own their own units and you're just renting the dirt. Way less maintenance. I would go after a mobile home park. There's a lot of them there. And I would learn a new skill. I think you're ready for a new skill. Don't you agree? And by the way, I think everybody should give you a round of applause for getting 30 freaking rentals. It's awesome.
Pace,
Yes.
we're going to be sensitive to your time, your calendar. We're going to let
That's
you go a
super
little
saying
bit.
you're talking too much. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Well, yeah. No, you're not done yet. You're not done yet. You're not done yet. You can.
I turned the mic off.
You're not done there. You can take that mic for a second. So one of the things I want to do, and I sent you a text on this, so this is not a surprise. One of the most valuable conversations I've had with somebody over the years, you and I had on the phone, I want to say 2 years ago maybe. And I was kind of in one of those moments like looking at all the comparisons and all that stuff out there in social media. And you leaned in and you were nice and you were like, you let me vent for a little while. And you just said 3 little words that have changed my life. And that was know thyself. And you have no idea how much that changed. It released this pressure and momentum. So just talk about what know thyself means, because I don't think enough people look at PACE and think that. I think they just think more. But you really do lean into know thyself.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really go to buy more properties. I go to help more people that are in my team. So the people that are on my team, my goal is not to retire myself anymore. I've already done that. My job is to now retire more people that work for me. And that is why I continue to buy more. So you guys think, a lot of people watch me on YouTube will go, he's a greedy guy. Don't you want to, slow down a little bit, blah, 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 blah. I know what I'm obsessed with. I know what I want to accomplish. And I also know the vehicle that will get me there. And so I double down on it. Sadly, the way it's portrayed on social media, people don't actually watch a full YouTube video. Do you guys know what the average YouTube watch time is in the world? 7 minutes. My average YouTube video is 39 minutes. So people miss 32 minutes of my YouTube video explaining why I do what I do. They only watch the part where I'm like, look at my new property that I just bought with $0 down. And they think greedy, buying more. Oh, or they'll go, I guess that's what I need to do is have 2,100 rentals. Please, for the love of mercy, do not do what I do. I have a different machine that I'm running. It is not about rentals. It's about retiring my own people. So I found that out about myself. And again, it took me a coach to learn that. I sadly did not come upon that myself.
So again, Pace Morby, everybody. And again, I know you get lots of gifts. This might be a first, maybe not.
Yes! Are you kidding me, dude? I'm wearing this all night. Let's go.
And it's got your wife on it. Laura and you.
Do you think my wife will like this and I only wore this when I get home tonight?
Baby.
Yes, thank you.
Raise it up. Raise it up. All right, folks, we're on break till 4:15. 4:15, go mob Pace. He's going to try to sneak out. Go get him, go get him, go get him.
Selfie thing that guy's doing. Did you see that? He's talking to somebody else.
Turn off the light. Okay.
Should I start singing?
Is this all you guys want from me? Boys, come on. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.